second half of the season, how important is it to set the tone coming up on Friday?
Yeah, it's probably a championship game this week against the opposition that we're going to be playing. No doubt Sandringham Sabres, with the teams they put on the floor last weekend, are definitely the favourites. I mean, it's basically an NBL team that would compete well. I'm not sure how that happens, but it's there, and it's basically Melbourne United take two.
I suppose, coming into the game, as you say, it's one of the best teams in the competition. What's been the messaging to the players and, to go into such a strong opponent?
Oh, look, it's always, Tassie teams have always been the David and Goliath. I mean, the money our budget down here is very minute compared to a lot of the mainland team due to there's no equalisation, so we're having to pay for road trips and just keep sides on the floor. So we do a good job, and our sponsors and our crowds, and definitely the best in the league. So everyone works hard to keep this team on the floor, but I think to come up against a team like Sandringham on Friday night, that's just gone a bit too far. We'll give it a crack, we'll be out there, we'll fight hard, but you're playing against people like JLA and Dane Pino and Shea Ely, who I rate as probably the best point guard in Australia and New Zealand in the NBL League as far as a local. And then you've got our local product in Tanner Krebs, plus an import, plus Cameron Blogg, who was at Melbourne United, Dave Barlow, Reece Carter as coach. I mean, you'd have to be looking at about a $1.5 million NBL team coming in here Friday night. So, yeah, it's a bit confusing for me as a coach to see those sort of many players. I don't think they're going through much development, but everyone's different in this league, and we'll continue to concentrate on our local kids and give them the opportunity to compete against these sort of guys. Yeah, I think if you put a team like that out there, every club's going to want to go out and try and fight those, play hard and fight for their spot in our team. So we're not going to step backwards. I'm sure Ollie Angerstein's going to love going up against JLA, and I'm sure our imports are going to want to take the best opportunity against Shea Ely and Tanner Krebs. So I watched them on Friday night over against Waverley, and they're well tuned. They've got so much talent. It's ridiculous. So going to be hard to stop, but looking forward to a challenge.
Is that something the players have sort of bought into? Is that?
Oh, 100%. I mean, as an ex-NBL player, the first thing you'd be looking to do is go up against these guys and prove, hey, I'm at this level. For our young guys to see JLA or Shea Ely or Tanner Krebs step on the floor, I mean, it's a massive opportunity for them, and I think they're looking forward to the challenge. And I think we all are as coaches, as players, as support staff. It's just probably the confusing part is how do you end up with a team on the floor of that magnitude.
I wanted to ask you this with Daniels. You've got the imports are doing really well around, but particularly in that last game, it was quite a startling performance with 31 points, I guess. How have you felt to see his development?
Yeah, I'm shocked. I think we're pretty proven in whoever we bring in, they have their best years, and I think for him not to get picked up last year after the Northwest Thunder gig, I was surprised. And when I rang him, he said, look, no one's really talked to me. And I said, well, I want you, and I'll give you every opportunity and put you in a situation that people will notice, and hopefully he'll get a good opportunity after he leaves here. So he's done an amazing job. He's really carried this team on the back of his shoulders, and in particular before Terrell and others got here, it was really Vionte and Ollie and Jacob that really got us through that period, with Joe Chilcott as well. So these young kids are coming through. These guys are competing every night at training, and to come up Friday night against a star-studded lineup, great opportunity to sort of challenge this team and see if we can come up with a win.
A bit of a coaching dream, I suppose. Has he really taken the opportunity?
100%. Yeah, he's been a great import. I mean, he's been fantastic off the floor, on the floor. He's just around the group and really fit in well with the culture that we're trying to push forward. And I couldn't be happier with the team I've got. It's been a fantastic year, and hopefully we can finish off these last 8 games the best we can and see where we land.
Yeah, I guess on the last 8 games, at this point in the season, what were your main takeaways from that first half that you're really sort of taking as learnings?
Probably that we're better than what I thought we'd be. Obviously, we didn't think Clint would play, but with him we're 2-2. We're 9-5 for the competition at the moment. So, for us, you bring Clint back in a couple of weeks. Terrell's fully fit now from injury. I think Friday night will give us an understanding of where we fit and can we make a push for the playoffs and a top 8 position.
I guess on that injury front, are there any players, is there any movement in there as well?
Yeah, so the weekend off definitely came at the right time for us. We had a lot of nigglies. We had a week off the track, got back together Monday night and ready for Friday, and then the season's only 4 or 5 weeks to go, so it's over before we blink. So this next couple of weeks, it's going to go quick, and we've just got to make sure that we're ready for every game.
Given that it is such a tough competition on the road, I guess, Friday night down here.
Well, next Thursday we're driving to Mount Gambier to play Mount Gambier, who are top of the ladder at the moment, and then we go back that up against Geelong, double header at home, and then there's only 2 weeks left after that. So there's not far to go. We've done well to get where we are, but we'd love to finish off the season strong.